Welcome back everyone for another edition of the Daily Dizzle. It's Friday, June 24th, 2011. Tommy Dizzlemits here as always. Anyone else out there have a sibling who there's just no denying or hiding the fact that their name came from a movie? It's really fun when you get to like really important milestones in their life, like graduations and stuff, where you can really bust out the quotes from the films that they're based on. That's what's awesome about having your little sister named after the character from the Rocky movie. Then you get awesome graduation clips that look like this one. Yeah. Needless to say, my family likes to have a little bit of fun, kind of in the Dizzlemits genes, I guess. But this weekend hitting theaters, Cars 2 emerges as the first Pixar film that's a sequel to something that's not Toy Story. And it's really their first effort that you can almost argue is not really based on a strong story. Cars 2, make no mistake about it, is being put out because the Cars toys sell so much that it would almost have been stupid for them to not do it. Because even if the movie doesn't make a ton of money in the long run, they're still going to be selling the toys. And even a couple of years after Cars' soft box office returns, end up making a couple $1 billion just based off of the action figure line. So, obviously it can be argued at this point that Cars, it might not be appealing to any of the adults who, you know, grew up on Toy Story and Finding Nemo and at least, you know, the decent Pixar story-driven stuff. Though some of us will be like, oh, okay, you got talking cars and talking planes and they're being like James Bond. That's cool, I guess, you know, might be entertaining. Not gonna rush out and see it in theaters, but if I had to get dragged into babysitting someone and needed to kill time on a rainy day, maybe it would happen. So at the very least, they're just aiming to have like the same results as the last Cars, which was, you guys are Pixar, so this isn't your typical huge numbers, but you guys are just putting out a giant commercial for toys. So I guess in the long run, as long as they're making money from the toys, that's all that matters. So who gives a shit what the box office results for that are? Also opening this weekend, you have Bad Teacher, which looks, you know, like it gets the point across in the movies. It's a slapstick R-rated film. It's pretty much going to be looking to do the role models I Love You Man business, about 60, 70 million. We can hit that mark, even though that's not too strong for a summer comedy. It'd still be higher than Get Him to the Greek of years past, even though a lot of people will peg it as a bomb if it doesn't hit the summer standard that has been established since like Dodgeball came out of you're gonna have a crazy over-the-top comedy like this aim for $100 million. Even if it doesn't hit the century mark, it'll still make back its money just like every other Jason Segel comedy that has come out pretty much in the last couple of years. And that'll only be a good sign for him heading into his big Muppet movie, since obviously everyone knows he can do the lowbrow humor and he can do the television sitcom humor, you know, I Met Your Mother, but really it'll be a test of how all around adapted he is if he can put on a successful kids movie as well, especially for taking over the Muppets. I mean, Disney doesn't go to the Muppets well too often, and especially in the case of kind of trying to bring it back to the old style of the Great Muppet Caper and the Muppets Take Manhattan, you know, the best Muppet movies. They really haven't let anyone try and do that yet. So they're taking a big chance letting, you know, a guy who's mainly known for R-rated comedies delve into the kids' world. But a lot of people are saying that the Muppets movie is already turning out like a Pixar film, which is awesome to hear, because you know that no matter what, whether people are going to try and shit talk it or not, it's got a good, cute little story to it, and it'll probably, you know, touch you in ways that are actually okay and not inappropriate. So really the story of the weekend is it doesn't really matter how much either movie makes. There's just low expectations already set. Cars 2 ends up beating those. Alright, it beat low expectations. It really doesn't even matter how much it makes in the weekend, because it's just a giant commercial to sell the toys, and if it's successful, you'll have another giant commercial in Cars 3 coming out in a couple of years. With Bad Teacher, it's just all about hitting the low expectations that the comedies the last couple of years that have set. Not low expectations, but the consistent ones. And if it happens to do better than that and hits the century mark, that's another feather in the cap of Jason Segel on his way to hopefully bridging the gap between R-rated, vulgar, awesome humor and the Muppets. So hopefully at the end of this weekend, people are just talking that he's really, really funny, and there's more hype built up for the Muppets coming out later this year. And hopefully you'll see a lot more of him around in his typical, I'm the tall, lanky, awkward dude, but I'm funny.
So yeah, that's all the time we've got for today's Daily Dizzle. We know we said we were going to go into the list of new shows that are starting. A lot of those don't start for another couple weeks. Any of the ones that have already started would have started, in the last week or two. There are some good ones, though, like if you haven't seen Combat Hospital on ABC, do it. Especially if you ever watched any of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trilogy. Why? Casey Jones is like the lead doctor on there. He's the bald guy. Casey Jones, the long-haired, stoner-looking dude, has no hair anymore. But he still has the awesome, smart-ass, snarky delivery that made him Casey Jones. So be sure to check out Combat Hospital if you haven't already and have your mind fucked with seeing one of the cohorts of the Ninja Turtles running around saving some lives. Be sure to check back here on Monday. We'll have full results of the weekend box office. We'll let you know just how Cars 2 did in the #1 spot, if Bad Teacher was able to make more of a dent than expected. And we'll see how the rest of the low performers for the summer are doing so far. And we'll give you some perspective on just how low grossing the big hitters of the summer are. Like Pirates and Pandas. Pretty much all the things that you expect to make money aren't making money anymore, but we'll have that full rundown on Monday. In addition to the new shows of the summer that are still yet to debut, your favorites are coming back. Some of them coming back for their last round like Entourage, but as we said, we'll have all that on Monday. Be sure to tune back for that. For the Daily Dizzle, I'm Tommy Dizzlemits. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here then.